Multicultural Apprenticeship Alliance, promoting social mobility, diversity, inclusion and equity in apprenticeships.
Morning everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Jonathan. I remember my first meeting with Jonathan, and very interesting chap, very passionate, and we just grew to each other in terms of our mission and our vision for what we wanted to do in terms of the apprenticeship space. And I'm really, really grateful for Compass Group and everything they've done to support us over the years, and what we've been able to do to support them as well in return. So it's really important that, we're all sitting here, but we just need to think a little bit deeper as to why we're here and what's brought us here. And it's that collective vision and mission to grow apprenticeships, to support social mobility, and to get more people into apprenticeships and support the skills agenda, which is part of the rebrand of the Alliance and what we're trying to achieve. So for those of you who are new to us, everything we do sits under, we all work for Pathway Group, which is a national training provider, but we believe in collaboration, and we believe in working together with everyone, because not one size fits all and not one organisation is going to fix all of the problems in the sector. However, we want to bring everyone together so we can work together and be the best organisations possible to deliver on that agenda. So we have a number of initiatives that we've launched and have been going for many years now. The longest one being our Multicultural Apprenticeship Awards, which is going to be, we're going to have our 8th event this year, and I'll go through some of the numbers on that. Off the back of that, we launched what was then the BAME Apprenticeship Alliance, then the Multicultural Apprenticeship Alliance, and now the Multicultural Apprenticeship and Skills Alliance. There, I got it there. And off the back of that, we've got our Multicultural Apprentice Network, and we've got the Apprenticeship Diversity and Social Mobility Forum. And the whole idea is about creating impact. It's about bringing organisations together, bringing people together so we can all learn from each other and we can all deliver. We understand there's a massive nuances that exist within the sector. We're all facing different challenges. We face different challenges here in the Midlands than we do in the Northeast or the Northwest, and it's about understanding the learnings from each other and how do we support people through that. So the network is about getting apprentices together, working alongside our strategic partners, the Association of Apprentices, working with now the Apprenticeship Ambassador Network. When we have people coming through our awards, we have like 400 or 500 people apply every year as apprentices for our awards. What are we doing with them afterwards? It's great that they're applying, it's great that they're coming through our doors, but how are we supporting them? It's not just an awards for the sake of handing out some gongs at an awards evening and everyone has a great evening. It's about creating impact. It's about creating role models, because the best people to sell apprenticeships are apprentices themselves. So the network is an opportunity for them to grow and come together, and we're doing this in partnership with AOA and the Ambassador Network. So we had our Apprenticeship Awards shortlist event after the conference. So for those of you who hung around would have seen some of the statistics we had. First of all, I just want to thank all of our sponsors, because we can't do any of this stuff without our sponsors, and a lot of them have been with us since day one, particularly the Association of Employers and Learning Providers, AELP, because when we came out with this idea that we wanted to run an awards in the sector, a lot of people thought we were mad and it was never going to work, and there was a lot of negativity around what we were trying to do. However, some organisations backed us from day one. Mindful Education, JTL, Severn Trent, these were some of our founding organisations that helped us put the awards together, and now we've got so many more of you, and you can see them all there. NOCN was another one who really supported us in the early days. So in terms of the nominations, we had over 450 apprentices nominate themselves this year. That's a phenomenal number. I mean, I'm not sure how it compares to the National Apprenticeship Awards or any other awards, but for us, when I look back to year one where we had about 150 nominations, we can see the growth of the awards and just how much traction it's achieving. Over 350 of those were apprentice nominations. We had 90 in digital and technology, 90 apprentices, and we've got to whittle that down to 20. Normally we would whittle it down to 10 in each category, but we wanted to make sure that every person got a fair opportunity, and therefore we decided that we would shortlist more people in this category just to give them all an equal opportunity of being judged. 142 shortlisted apprentices. Now again, people think we're crazy because we give out 142 free tickets for apprentices to come and experience our awards evening. Most awards that we go to, industry awards, will probably only have anywhere between 3 and 5 finalists. We've decided to go for 10 because we understand that when a young person goes into that room of 700-800 people and sees what they've achieved, that is automatically growing their confidence. It's automatically letting them understand what they've achieved, and it automatically grows the apprenticeship brand. For us, the awards is not about making money or having loads of employers there. It's about these young people. So for us to be able to put 142 apprentices in the room and for them to meet each other, celebrate with each other, is a huge achievement. Saying that, we have got 46 shortlisted employers, 14 shortlisted learning providers, and 8 shortlisted universities. And the universities is a really important one for me because previously, university has always been the antichrist to apprenticeships, and the common theme has always been university or apprenticeship. And actually, that's all changing now. And I think we need to embrace universities as a sector, and we need to work with them because universities have got a lot to learn from independent training providers. We've got a lot to learn from universities, and we need to all work collaboratively because, universities aren't going to deliver you lower level apprenticeships. So we need to look at what does that progression route look like? What relationships are we building with universities for our lower level apprentices to then go on to degree apprenticeships? And the key thing about the Alliance, one of the key things we like to talk about is progression. Yeah, it's great. We can get people in at the lower level. We can get your level 2s and 3s. But what are we doing to grow these individuals? What are we doing to give them a career? When we're selling apprenticeships, we need to sell careers, not just one course. We shouldn't be selling courses. We should be selling the end goal. What are you going to get at the end of your apprenticeship? What are the next steps? And these are things that we need to be telling them at entry point, that if you come in and you do a level 3, you then go on to a level 4, 5, 6, 7, and these need to be told to them at entry point, because a lot of the time you are then comparing apprenticeships with university. If someone thinks, oh, I'm going to go to university, I'm going to get a degree, but if I go to an apprenticeship, I'm only going to get a level 3, then you haven't sold it to them correctly. They don't understand the benefits of the apprenticeship, and that's where we all need to work together on that branding and the way we're selling apprenticeships. I'm supposed to be talking about the awards, but I've gone off on a tangent. Anyway, these are just some of the fantastic individuals that achieved overall Apprentice of the Year over the years. And you know what? They put me to shame. I don't know who attended. If you attended the conference, you would have heard Joseph speak. But if you attended the awards last year, you would have seen it hosted by Paris, who was the previous year's overall winner. And the level of confidence and passion and energy that they've got puts us all to shame, to be honest. And I'm really proud that we're able to give these guys a platform so they can go out and talk about apprenticeships. Right, now to talk about the problems we face. So, youth unemployment is a huge problem, particularly here in the West Midlands. But I've got some statistics here about youth unemployment. 54.6% of young people in the West Midlands are unemployed, and it's a big issue. And the problem we've got is that, the biggest issue we've had is they've had a tough time during COVID. They haven't been able to go out and do work experience. They haven't been able to go out and get those softer skills, but that's not an excuse. We need to support them as employers and training providers. We need to tackle this issue head on, and we need to be able to go out there and provide those opportunities. So what we're really asking from everyone in the room today is, if you've got any opportunities, whether it's work experience, whether it's interview skills, if you've got any resource that you can partner with us on these programs that we've got, then we'll be really appreciative of that. What we're looking to do is obviously look at their education skills gaps, so support them with education and skills. We want to look at their work readiness, the careers guidance. A lot of the young people that come into our course on day one don't know what they want to do. They've got no career aspirations. A lot of them are there because the job centre sent them there, and we're having to coach them. We're having to give them leadership skills. We're having to give them some vision on where they want to be. So it's really important that we look at that. Again, labour market. What are the jobs that they need to be looking at? What is the future? Again, we run boot camps. So we're doing boot camps in digital skills. We're doing boot camps in cybersecurity, lean manufacturing. We're looking at the gaps in the market and we're trying to fill those gaps. So again, as employers, if you're finding that there's a specific gap in the market where you're struggling to recruit, let's have those conversations today. Let's have an understanding of where you are and what we can do as a collective to make that better. I think what we need to do in terms of just to try and stop youth unemployment, we need those interventions at an early stage. We need to be tackling these young kids as they're leaving school and then going into college. And we need to be understanding, again, with the colleges, why are they not completing college? Why are they then becoming neat at that age? What are the issues? What are the challenges? Again, we can't just blame it on they're lazy, they don't want to do it. There's got to be some underlying issue there that we've got to tackle. And it's us as a collective working together to deal with those issues. And that's our message today. It's all about working together. I've got quite a lot of slides, but I'm going to skip through them because I think what we need to do is this. We need to make apprenticeships more accessible to young people. We need to understand that if I live in Sutton Coldfield in a nice leafy suburb and my parents are both educated professionals, I'm going to have much better economic job opportunities because my parents are going to help me with my application. My parents are going to have friends that I can go and do work experience at. My parents are going to be able to, support me financially. But let me take you to just behind this stadium in Sparkbrook, one of the most deprived areas of Birmingham, where you've got families of maybe 5 to 7 people living in a 3-bedroom terrace house, where young people don't even have access to a laptop or internet. How do you support those people? Because they're not going to have their parents supporting them. They're not going to have someone, an older brother or sister or a family member that's probably going to help them with an application. So what are we doing to support those people? And again, there's so many socioeconomic issues that they're facing as a result of living in deprived areas. So if it's not just their housing, if it's not just the fact that their parents aren't educated, there's all the mental health, the crime rates in those areas, the ease of falling into crime, and all of these issues that you just don't see when you compare two people from two different socioeconomic backgrounds. And this is really, really important. And this is one of the things we want to target and challenge as the Multicultural Apprenticeship and Skills Alliance, is how do we break the barrier? How do we level these young people up? And it's really important that we understand where they come from and what their challenges are, and don't judge them on that. And that's it. And that's me done for the day. Thanks so much.
Multicultural Apprenticeship Alliance, promoting social mobility, diversity, inclusion and equity in apprenticeships.